Hello, Bhavna ma'am, are you available? Hello.
Yeah, ma'am, you can start. Like your mic is on. Ma'am, she's starting within 2 minutes.
So, am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Okay. Sorry for that glitch. Thank you, Prabha, for the introduction and handing over me the mic.
Thank you.
I'll just share my screen. Kindly confirm if it is visible.
Yes, ma'am, it's
Yes,
visible
ma'am.
now.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. So, I hope all of you are having a lovely morning. I'm Dr. Bhavna Gupta from the Department of EC, JIIT Noida. And today I'll be talking about 5G present status versus opportunities for India. So the topics that I'll be covering about will be 5G, paradigm shift, leveraging 5G opportunities, navigating the shift to 5G, challenges and considerations, accessing 5G deployment success, India's role in 5G, 5G journey in India, deployment of 5G in India, then certain key announcements in IMC, government's vision for 6G, strategies for 6G leadership, and cybersecurity imperatives that are to be taken care of. So let's first start with exploring a revolutionary advancement that is reshaping the way we connect, communicate, and innovate. 5G, a paradigm shift in the realm of telecommunications. As we say 5G, fifth generation wireless technology, it goes beyond its predecessors, promising faster speeds, lower latency, and greater connectivity. As we can see here, we have first generation in 1980s, which was analog voice, second generation in 1990s that started with digital voice. Then we moved on to 3G mobile broadband in 2000s. LTE, 4G, faster and better was taken in 2010s. And now we are already in 5G, in which everyone is talking about EMBB, MMTC, and URLLC. So let us try to understand what we mean by this 5G and what are the key terms we have. So with speeds up to 100 times faster than 4G, ultra low latency and massive device connectivity, 5G is set to unleash a new era of possibilities, enhanced mobile broadband, massive machine type communications, and ultra reliable low latency communication. These are the pillars supporting the shift. So the three pillars that I have talked about right now, EMGG, URLLC, and MMTC, EMBB is the facet of 5G, is all about delivering an unprecedented level of speed and capacity. With this EMBB, users can experience blazing fast internet connections, making activities like high-definition video streaming, augmented reality, and virtual reality seamless and immersive. EMBB high data rates and enhanced capacity enable applications that demand significant bandwidth, empowering users with unparalleled digital experience. It's the pillar that elevates our everyday connectivity to new heights. Ultra reliable and low latency communication is all about staying connected with low lag. This component of 5G is minimizing delays in data transmission to a low level. URLLC ensures that critical communication applications where real-time responsiveness is paramount. So URLLC makes applications like autonomous vehicles, remote surgery, and smart grids not just feasible but reliable in 5G world. It reduces communication delays, providing a level of responsiveness that are previously unattainable. So mostly in autonomous cars and remote surgeries, when we talk of, we cannot afford the delays, as a single minute is very crucial, and so URLLC is important. MMTC, massive machine type communication, is designed to address the needs of the rapidly growing Internet of Things ecosystem. This facilitates the connection of an enormous number of devices, allowing them to communicate efficiently and reliably. Billions of devices can be connected seamlessly. Smart sensors, wearable devices, and other IT devices you must have been using in your day-to-day lives now. So with this, this shift, when we talk of 5G, a paradigm shift, what it actually means to industry. We can look this shift in two terms, that is the shift in terms of industry and what it means to the end user. So let us first try to discuss it in terms of the industry. For the industries around the globe, 5G isn't just an upgrade, it's a catalyst for the profound shift in how industries operate and innovate. That means for different sectors, it becomes the backbone for industrial evolution. As I have already told, low latency and massive device connectivity, this enables real-time monitoring, predictive maintenance, and efficient automation. This convergence of data and connectivity is reshaping the factory floor, making it smarter, efficient, and more responsive. As we can see here, we have various different industries: entertainment, production, automotive, mobility, agriculture, healthcare, and energetics and commerce. So specifically, if we talk of one or two of these, in healthcare, 5G is revolutionizing patient care. Telemedicine, remote surgery, real-time data transmission are now a reality. As delays are reduced, critical medical information reaches professionals instantaneously, saving lives and improving healthcare outcomes. Similarly, 5G is becoming a backbone of smart cities, which is optimizing energy usage, traffic management, and public services. Connectivity is the key in this, building sustainable and efficient urban environments. Even agriculture is undergoing a digital revolution. Precision farming enabled by real-time data from sensors and drone is improving the crop yields, optimizing resource utilization, and ensuring sustainable agriculture practices. Now, this was what we talked in terms of different industries, but as a consumer, what it means to a consumer moving to 5G. So as discussed, every one of us are now aware that at the heart of 5G is speed. So we can imagine downloading a full HD movie in seconds or enjoying lag-free online gaming also. Blazing fast speeds of 5G mean an end to buffering and start to seamless connectivity, offering consumers an entirely new level of digital experience. So for consumers, 5G brings a new era of entertainment, high-definition streaming, virtual reality, augmented reality, and these experiences become not just smoother, but are more immersive. Excuse me. So 5G is not only about connecting people, it's about connecting everything around us. Internet of Things becomes a reality in our homes. Smart homes we have, smart appliances we have, and wearable devices seamlessly communicate to each other, making our lives more efficient, convenient, and interconnected. Video calls, as we have many online things coming up, video calls with crystal clear quality, virtual meetings without delays, these are all improving the quality and the experiences that we have. So augmented reality and virtual reality also takes the center stage in 5G. We can now even imagine trying clothes virtually before making an online purchase, or exploring destinations through VR before we travel actually to that particular place. So we have new possibilities in how we interact with the digital world. So with this, once we have the 5G change, we can leverage these 5G opportunities. Leveraging the 5G opportunities, this enhances socio-economic satisfaction also by contributing to various aspects of society and the economy. Like we have seen, various industries can utilize 5G for various different applications. So improved connectivity, that is enhanced connectivity facilities, efficient communication leading to increased productivity and satisfaction in both personal and professional spheres can be achieved. Development of 5G supports economic growth by fostering innovation and enabling new business models. Also, there is expansion in the 5G infrastructure and emergence of new applications and services. So that creates job opportunities in various sectors. As industries are adapting 5G technologies, there is a demand for skilled professionals, and to maintain these advanced networks, we need expertise. So we also have, like we can see, we have innovation in and entrepreneurship options also. So there is a possibility for startups and small businesses to enter and compete in markets, fostering a dynamic and competitive business environment. Also, this 5G plays an important role in development of smart cities.
Hello.
Sorry, I think there's some bit of network glitch. We'll just be back soon. And ma'am is
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible, right?
Okay, I'm really sorry for this inconvenience. I don't know till where I was audible. Apur, can you help me with that?
Yes, ma'am. 1 minute. Ma'am, you are here, like in this slide, like
Only till here? So I thought
Ma'am, you,
no, this one.
ma'am, you were at the 5G opportunities.
I was at?
Opportunities, yeah, on this one.
Okay, I was on the, okay, 5G opportunities. Okay, we can move on to the next slide, please. Okay, so I was talking about as we venture into era of connectivity, it's crucial to acknowledge and address the challenges that come with this evolution. So let us try to see some of the key points or considerations that we need to keep in mind. The first one, as we can see, is infrastructure upgrade. So the first challenge that we encounter is the need for a substantial infrastructure upgrade. This involves not only replacing existing base stations, but also ensuring that our core network elements are compatible with the demands of 5G. It's a fundamental shift that requires meticulous planning and execution because we do not have that kind of infrastructure available which can support 5G at its maximum capacity. Next is spectrum management. This is another aspect which need to be taken care of. Unlike 4G, 5G operates across a broader range of frequencies. So securing and efficiently managing the spectrum is vital for optimal network performance. We need to navigate potential interference issues and find a balance between the two. Next is the coverage and the density. As we move to 5G, the challenge of coverage and density is there because the use of higher frequency bands may necessitate a high cell density, and planning for the deployment of small cells and distributed antenna systems is essential, especially in urban areas. Device compatibility is another challenge because ensuring a smooth transition, we require addressing device compatibility. The market needs a sufficient supply of 5G capable devices, and we must ensure backward compatibility with existing 4G devices as well, because it is not possible that we suddenly discard 4G and move on to 5G without the capacity to deal with. Energy efficiency, the demand of energy for 5G infrastructure is higher as compared to 4G. So to make this transition sustainable, we have to focus on optimizing energy consumption. This involves deploying energy efficient technologies and practices across the network. Security measures are to be taken care of because with these advancements, challenges of security are there, threats are there, which are to be carefully managed. Implementing robust security measures to protect against cyber threats has to be taken care of. Regulatory compliance are to be made as per the regulatory requirements for successful transition. This includes securing the necessary spectrum licenses, adhering to environmental regulations, obtaining approvals for infrastructure deployment. So there has to be a clear understanding of the regulatory. Financial implications are also to be considered. We must see that a transition to 5G involves significant investment because the whole infrastructure has to be maintained accordingly. So, evaluating the returns on investment, managing costs, and ensuring financial sustainability are the key aspects of this challenge. Last but not the least, end user experience also matters. During this transitions, we have to ensure that end user is not facing any difficulty of any sort. So with this, navigating the shift to 5G, these are the different challenges that we have to take care. Next slide, please, Apur. So if we look at this slide now, this is simply taken from GSMA Intelligence. this was just to explain how globally how the things are changing. If we recall, South Korea was the first country to deploy commercial 4G network in approximately April 2009. South Korean telecommunication company launched first nationwide 4G mobile network, and this marked a significant milestone in the evolution of mobile communication technologies. Similarly, the first public demonstration of 5G technology occurred in South Korea during Winter Olympics. During this demonstration, South Korean telecommunication company showcased the potential of 5G by providing high-speed internet access, augmented reality experiences, and other applications. So with the preview that generated significant excitement and anticipation for the widespread commercial deployment of 5G networks began from those years. So if we look at this diagram clearly, 1819 were the early deployments in which South Korea, United States, and China were among the first countries to launch commercial 5G networks starting around 2019. Initial deployments focused mainly in major cities. 5G services were introduced gradually to consumers and businesses. In 2021, as we can see, expansion and challenges were there. 5G deployment expanded to various countries in Europe, Asia, and Middle East. Operators continue to invest in infrastructure, spectrum auctions, and trials. And there were challenges during this duration, included the COVID-19 pandemic, which imparted some deployment schedules. But overall, progress continued. And 22 and beyond, you can see the expansion is ongoing. So with this, we may try to understand deployment of 5G in India now also. Next slide, Apoor, please. So from this, if we try to see global benchmarking lessons, if we see South Korea is one of the leading countries for 5G adoption and widespread availability that we have. Then we have China and USA following it. Next slide, please. So coming to what is India's role in this 5G deployment and how does it affect the market? So once we talk of India's role in 5G, India has one of the largest mobile markets in the world. And because of largest mobile market in the world, it is going to affect if we deploy 5G in India. Also, in the last 2 years, as I'll discuss in further slides, pace of innovation, that is, India has taken significant steps in 5G deployment, research, and development. There is growing influence in terms of it is becoming globally a technological industry. We have even started exporting. Participation in standardization has also increased. So how India's role is increasing in last 2 years for this 5G deployment is what I'm going to discuss next. This is just to show the key mobile market milestones in India. As we can see, in 2018, we had around this 1.1 billion mobile connections, and there was a merger of Vodafone and Idea. And after that, we had 4 major players in the market for the mobiles. And as we can see, till 2020s, this 1.1 billion mobile connections has been increased to you can see it like 0.8 unique subscribers are there, 0.8 billion. And after that, it is expected to increase to, I think, around 1 billion smartphone connections. So a very large market is available in India for mobile market that we are using. Can we move to next slide, please? So if we look at how India is affecting the global market, we can understand it from this simple table that has been given. It is expected that new subscribers which are going to add to 2025, 24% are expected from the Indian market. So India is a very large player in terms of subscribers or the usage that we have within India. Next slide, please. So talking about India's 5G journey, this I'll just talk about the 2-3 key points, and then we'll see how India has deployed 5G in such a short span of time. If you look at this in 2018-19, as I discussed in the last slide, South Korea already started giving demonstrations, and we were at that TRAI was issued recommendations on the auction of the spectrum. But actually, if you see, we started with first, this 15th November 2020, ITU approves 5GI or a 5G as the first 5G standard for 5G in India. So November 15, 2020, 5GI was taken as 5G standard. And after that, we had 5G trials were extended in 2021. And in 2022 October, if you see, Airtel launches first 5G services. And then in October itself, Jio launches 5G services in 2022. So we have been doing trials, spectrum auctions, and various other things within this span of time. But after our first launch in 2022, within a short span of time, a large space has been covered, and we are one of the emerging countries for 5G deployment. So let us talk about how this journey or the deployment of 5G in India has been done. So deployment of 5G in India, steps when we talk of some of the key steps, that is, how do we deploy any of the generation, or we can say specifically 5G in India. We have to have certain things that we talk of, like we will have trials, 5G trials are there, 5G spectrum auctions are there, then there has to be some policy and regulatory framework, there has to be collaborations between industry and stakeholders, international collaborations are to be there. So let us try to understand one by one, how does this happen with the different timelines in India that we have done. Okay, so I don't know why this slide is looking like this, but maybe, so 5G trial approval in India started in May 2021. So May 2021, we started with trials. See, I think all of us understand, before changing the whole infrastructure and investing so much of amount in all the deployment part, we need to have certain trials. Like for every medicine we launch, we have clinical trials. Similarly, we have the conditions here also. We need to have for 5G trials. So the approval in India was in around May 2021. Telecom service providers were chosen. Those were 4 different subscribers were chosen. With these service providers, spectrum allocation was done in different bands. These were the bands has been mentioned here: mid band, millimeter wave band, sub-gigahertz band, and TSPs were allowed to use existing spectrum bands as well. Trial duration was for 6-month period. And after that, the geographical coverage of these trials was to be taken in urban, rural, and semi-urban settings, so as to check for the feasibility of the deployment of these 5G networks. Technology emphasis was done on 5GI, which was approved as the first 5G standard. And the objective was to check the access 5G, to check the accessibility of this 5G spectrum propagation in Indian context, also to evaluate equipment and vendor performance, and to test indigenous technology and applications. So the trials were started, and side by side, we had in, next slide, please. 5G spectrum auctions, you can see. After the trials, 5G spectrum auctions, there were bidders and the auctions happened. And we have top bidders and allocated airwaves as mentioned in this table. Reliance Jio, Bharti Airtel, Vodafone Idea, and Adani Group was also there, which has not been mentioned here. So Reliance Jio was the top bidder, investing over around 880 billion rupees, and acquired 24.7 gigahertz of airwaves in different frequency bands like 700 megahertz, 800, 1800, 33 megahertz. Now in this, only certain significant bands has been mentioned. So if we look, the spectrum was allocated. And after that, the third thing that we were talking about was policy and regulatory framework. Now we can see here that the DOT in India has decided on the upcoming multi-band 5G mobile spectrum also schedule also in January 2024. This is going to be the second phase of spectrum auctions that we are going to have in January. Next slide, please. Policy and regulatory framework. So TRAI issues consultation paper on digital transformation through 5G ecosystem. This is recently in September 23. This worked upon existing licensing and regulatory norms may not explicitly support new services and also the changing technology. So for adoption of 5G technology, it will require upgrading or phasing out older technologies like 2G and 3G. So government regulatory and licensing frameworks that support the adoption of new technologies, including 5G and IoT, need to be included. Infrastructure sharing arrangements and cost savings associated with 5G are analyzed in a report by BEREC, which can inform policy decisions. This report also talks about licensing frameworks, which should include network as a service to facilitate benefits of 5G reaching industries and enable the growth and migration to industry. Similarly, we have to have the concept of licensed shared access. Now, licensed shared access will increase the possibility of dynamic spectrum sharing to improve the performance that we have. So combined efforts of industry players, regulators are essential for aligning these standards, technology, spectrum security, and facilitate timely rollout of the 5G services. So we have done all these in the last 2-3 years as discussed. Next, we have to have collaboration with industry stakeholders. Next slide, please. The collaboration with industry stakeholders, that is telecom operators, equipment manufacturers, regulators, and other stakeholders are coming together for this ecosystem that we have. So research, academia, and indigenous manufacturing play a pivotal role in accelerating and smoothing the 5G pathway in India. Once we have to do collaboration among these sectors, it can enhance the capabilities, ensure self-reliance necessary for a successful 5G rollout. What we can have is research institutions and academics can provide the foundation for the development of 5G technologies. They can contribute to conducting research, creating a skilled workforce, and specialized training programs can be arranged. This knowledge will ensure that India has a pool of well-versed in 5G technology manpower. And after this research collaboration, manufacturing is also very critical. By promoting Make in India initiative, India can reduce the dependency on imported equipments and components. So this will also increase the economic growth, but will also talk about the security concerns, and collaborations between different sectors can lead to the development of homegrown 5G solutions. So those were collaborations between different sectors that we were talking of. There are different international collaborations also that has been done. So India has actively participated in ITU discussions and conferences related to 5G standards. ITU is a global organization that plays a crucial role in setting international telecommunication standards. IMT 2020 Promotion Group China. India has been participating in discussions and collaborations with IMT 2020 Promotion Group as well, which is a Chinese initiative to promote the development and deployment of 5G technology. Bilateral agreements. India has signed different agreements with several countries to foster collaboration in the field of 5G. These often involve cooperation on research and development, standardization, and knowledge exchange. Participation in global standardization bodies. Indian stakeholders include regulatory bodies and operators. They participate in global standardization bodies such as 3GPP, that is Third Generation Partnership Project, to contribute to the development of 5G standards. Collaboration with industry players. Indian telecom operators such as Bharti Airtel, Reliance Jio have collaborated with international equipment manufacturers like Ericsson, Nokia, Samsung for deployment of 5G structure. Participation in international forums and conferences. So India participates in different international forums and conferences focused on 5G, where stakeholders discuss best practices, challenges, and opportunities. Research and development collaboration. Indian academic and research institutes collaborate with international counterparts on 5G related research. This contributes to innovation and technological advancements. Global telecom and technology summits. India hosts different summits that discuss on 5G, and these events provide opportunity for networking and collaborations. So the challenges that we have talked on after the first launch and even before that, India has been working on these considerations and has analyzed and understood what were the shortcomings or what were the shortfalls because of which deployment of 5G was delayed in India. And those can be, next slide, please. Yeah. So the gaps has been identified, and those gaps basically were research and development gaps. That is, we had not started with the research and development very early, in the very early stage. We were a little delayed. Infrastructure development was not scaled up very much, and also spectrum availability was a challenge, and it is still a challenge. Major gaps are there, particularly in rural areas. So these gaps were identified by Indian government, and work was being done for last few years in the same areas. And finally, as we can see, recently in October, we had IMC 2023, in which certain key announcements were made, which can show or which summarizes that the work in last 2 years has been at a very faster pace, and we are actually catching up with the pace of 5G deployment globally. Next slide, please. So if we look at the IMC 2023 key announcements, within a year of 5G launch, that is within a year of 5G launch, as I said, the 5G was launched in around October 2022. So within a year, India has over 4 lakhs 5G BTS sites, and they power 5G in 97% of cities and offer coverage of 80% population. That is a huge, we can say, achievement that has been done within a year. India was a mobile importer before 2014, and that is now a mobile exporter. India is second largest mobile manufacturer in the world now. India has launched 100 5G labs present across during IMC 2023, and JP Institute being one of them. We have one of the 5G labs launched during this IMC also. These labs will fuel innovation and development for Indian telecom industry in the future. India ranks amongst top 3 5G enabled nations with over 125 million 5G users. And we are now recognized as the fastest 5G rollout in the world. The telecom equipments designed and manufactured in India are also exported to 70 countries. So even when we started a little delay, it has taken, we have speeded up and we have done the fastest 5G rollout in the world. So with this 5G deployment and rollout that we have done in India, we are already at the stage that we can start with 6G planning. So with this, if we see from the 5G rollout that has been done, next slide, please. Apurva, am I audible? Yeah, thank you. So with this, if we see 6G will have speeds up to 200 Gbps, which will enable the large scale application like artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and we will have human and digital worlds being merged. Intelligent systems would be there. So barely after 6 months of launch of 5G services, Indian government has set its eyes on fostering the upcoming 6G telecom services in the country. In this step, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Wednesday, March 22nd, launched country's first 6G testbed and unveiled the Bharat 6G mission document. This Bharat 6G mission document is taking us towards the preparation for 6G deployment. India is targeting to be an active participant in key strategic areas of 6G research by 25. By 2030, it aims to be a global leader in the development of 6G technologies and services. And by 2040, it targets to reap the benefits of their investments in development of 6G technology. Next slide, please. So if we see with the government's focus on 6G technology, Government of India is actively taking part in research and innovation in 6G technology. It aims to position India as a frontline contributor in the 6G field by 2030. Establishment of TIG 6G and task forces has been done. TIG 6G is Department of Telecommunication has formed Technology Innovation Group on 6G, that is TIG 6G, and 6 task forces are there. The objectives of these include developing a vision, mission, goals, and roadmap and action plans for 6G in India. Apex Council for Bharat 6G mission has been formed. This Apex Council has been constituted to oversee the Bharat 6G mission. So responsibilities include laying down objectives, consulting the Bharat 6G Alliance, suggesting research pathways, and ensuring global collaborations. Technical committees may be formed to address the challenges. Council ensures collaboration across industry, academia, and centers of excellence. Global promotion through participation in international forums and collaborations are there. So this 6G Bharat 6G mission provides support to Apex Council, we can say. Responsibilities include different phase objectives, focusing on priorities and different areas. So there has to be alliance on domestic industry, academia, research institutions, and different standards. So as we have seen till now, while India has set its goals for leading the way in 6G by 2030, scarcity of skilled manpower emerged as a significant challenge for the industry. The demand for professionals with knowledge in areas such as 5G network architecture, radio frequency planning, network slicing, edge computing, and cybersecurity is on the rise, but the industry is still struggling to keep pace with the demand of the skills that we require. So 5G deployment has already been started at a very fast pace, and we are already planning for the 6G deployment as discussed. But at the same time, as we anticipate evolution of these networks, there has to be a very important thing that has to be taken care of, and that is the cyber security. The complexity of these networks demand advanced security measures. Next slide, please. From core infrastructure to edge components, robust security protocols are essential to protect against sophisticated cyber threats that may exploit the intricate architecture of these 6G and 6G and 5G landscapes. So there has to be zero trust, has to be foundational. That is, you cannot rely on anything while we are talking of 5G and 6G networks. The networks has to be comprehensive, zero trust model. It should also have different, whenever we integrate AI, ML, and we are moving to 6G, advanced algorithms would be required or are required for intelligent threat detection and response as well. as we have seen recent news also, there has been various attacks in which different AI tools are being used to take different pictures and making fake person with fake body and creating the videos and sending throughout and just defaming persons. So these things are very important that are to be uh, talked about and taken care of. It has to be very, very uh, zero trust model that has to be taken care of, which still is to be worked upon. And lastly, user awareness and education play a critical role. That is, users who are the individuals who are using these type of services, they need to understand what type of attacks are there and how they can combat or come up with these uh, problems that if they are coming. So with this, I end from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bhavna ma'am. And I believe one participant has raised his hand. Apurv, can you just help him?
Yeah, sure.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, okay. This is Yash. So I have a question. Like, as far as I understand 5G networks, so 5G has no use case for the normal users as of now. This is what I understand. So, what is the, I mean, a study which is being done in India? I mean, what is the use case for which they are launching 5G in India? Because, see, the speed, the kind of speed which 5G is giving, it is not useful for the users. 4G is more than sufficient. So, what is the use case actually our operators are targeting for 5G? That's what I want to understand.
See, I think if you must have been attending this,
Hmm.
hello?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So in initial slides, I discussed about the same, but if you
Hmm.
try to understand it specifically in terms of use case, it is like healthcare is going to be one of the important applications that we are going to talk about. And also
Okay.
as we are moving to smart cities, so healthcare and smart cities are two things
Hmm.
which are being really being taken care of. And healthcare, we can even think of remote surgeries kind of things if we are able to implement it fully. And that would be really, really helpful. Let us say one surgeon is one expert is available at a remote place and he can just guide from there and can do the remote surgery at a place where the patient is. Imagine that kind of conditions.
Okay, agreed.
Yeah.
Fine. And another question regarding the research which you told, like that India has not put effort in the research. So I just want to understand like what kind of research you are referring to, because the most of the research for this particular part is being done by the vendors like Ericsson, Nokia, Samsung, right? India as a, because see, I work in telecom, so I understand it. So research is not being done by the operators or by the lab, right?
See, whenever
They
we
just
talk of,
hmm.
yeah, tell me, complete your
No,
sentence.
what the operators do, they just take whatever instruments from the vendors and they just follow the model what is being given by the this standard bodies, right? So what kind of research you are referring that I don't understand.
See, once you say that they are taking it from the vendor,
Hmm.
so where does the vendor get from? Someone is designing that, no? Someone
Yeah.
has to understand that what is the requirement at the hardware level and what need to be done. So we cannot have, there has to be something there which tells you that at these frequencies, this is what it is going to work, and it has to be 6G ready. Once that has been created, after that the vendors have it and the companies can buy and use it. But actually creating those products, using those creating that, testing that, and then bringing that to market is being done through researchers only. And that is why
Yeah.
we
So
say industry and academia collaboration is a must.
sorry, but still I don't agree because this kind of research is being done. See, first, what is being done? the standard bodies, they write the standards for 5G or 6G, right? And after that, all the vendors, they will do their research and come up with the product. And then the operators buy the product and then they create a test bed. This is the process. So research, my question is like, what kind of research is being done in India for this particular thing? Because international market, I understand, but in India, what is going on, I don't know. That's why I'm asking this question.
Okay, I think if you understand it from the point of view of global research, that global research can be done within India as well. That is how I would like to answer it.
Mm-hmm.
So that is basically what is being, as we are trying to do everything in India, trying to make ourselves self-dependent. So that work that is being done globally and not in India, we aim to do that within India as well. I think this would be better explaining your question.
Okay, fine. But as of now,
Yeah,
in India,
actually, we need to work on that. That is what
Yeah.
I told, right? Everything is not happening. We have a long way to go.
Okay, got it. And one more point about, I have a contradiction regarding what you told about that the main force point. So as of now in telecom, they are not replacing the main force. They are using the existing main force. Like if you talk about 5G
Mhm,
or let it be 6G as well.
mhm.
So they are training their existing main force only. So I don't think in India there is a shortage of main force for this
I did
particular
not
thing.
say that they are replacing anything.
Mhm.
We
No,
are not
you
replacing
referred
anyone.
that there is a shortage of main force. So that particular point, I mean, so I
Okay,
think,
so that simply
Hmm.
meant that because we want different things to happen simultaneously, we want different companies and we want it to be expanded, right? हम यहीं पे सब कुछ करना चाहते हैं. We want that research is also being done. तो experts ही करेंगे ना. And also we want कि we do manufacturing and everything, testing and everything within itself. So we need certain experts. So if you look into the industry, जो existing लोग हैं, they are upgrading. And there
correct.
are even they are upgrading, definitely they are upgrading, and as we see there is chances that I mean jobs has been created for experts as well. That is what it meant. It's not replacing anyone. No one is replacing anyone.
No, no, no. I don't mean to say it is replacement. I am telling you that I don't think there is a shortfall in telecom industry because there are a lot of, I think there are experts, but for R&D, definitely, obviously, no,
Yeah,
there are very few
that
people who
includes.
works in R&D. Not everybody
Yeah,
get a chance to get into R&D.
yeah.
Okay, fine.
So yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
I got your
And
idea.
thank you. Okay, so we have one question from Anshraj, I believe. Can you explain the side effects of 5G, if in your opinion, like if you can,
I did not
There-
understand what you're
is
saying.
there
Please
any
repeat.
side effects of 5G, in your opinion?
Okay, side effects of 5G. See, one of the thing that I understand from my personal point of view, electromagnetic waves that we are talking of in actually the energy at which we are working is increasing, right? So if the energy at which we are working is increasing, definitely it is going to have certain health hazards. The first thing that we can talk of is this. And second is, as I discussed, security threat. Everything is getting online. Virtual world is being created. So you have to be very, very cautious while using these kind of things. This is my personal view.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. And another question from Sunita Joshi. She said it's like a very insightful talk delivered. Kindly
Thank you.
discuss the software used to implement 5G or 6G for research purpose.
I think this can be better discussed by other experts.
Okay, so we will, Sunita, we will surely get back on this question. And so now I would just I think there are no more other questions here.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Hello.
tell me. Yeah, I think I lost the voice in between. Yeah, tell me. You were saying
Okay.
something.
Yeah, so definitely, I said, so we'll discuss this question again later on, Sunita's question, right? And thank you very much, ma'am, for the great presentations and the clarifying the doubts. It was a pleasure
Thank you
to
so
have you
much.
with us. I would also like to
Thank you.
thank the attendees for attending the session and hope you have learned a few information about the emerging technologies. Now, I would like to invite Kaushalendra sir, Chief Mentor of the IT Academy, to give a thanks note to Bhavna ma'am. Over to you, Kaushal sir.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So I would like to thank Dr. Bhavna Gupta from JIIT for giving very informative session. I think all the joinees, attendees would have learned a lot of things about 5G and 6G. And moreover, whatever has happened during the IMC 2023. Bhavna ma'am has very well covered what is mean 5G and 6G for the industries, whether it is smart city, smart factory, agriculture, or what does it mean for the consumers also. So for consumers, immersive experience, that is the most critical part. And another thing, if we talk about IoT and the ultra low latency, that is the part. And then she covered 5G opportunities in different sectors. So government of India is pushing a lot that once 5G and 6G are coming, so government of India is having a great vision. They are like working day and night so that the deployment can be on time as well as the other use cases. Because 5G says about the connected world. So when we say connected world, means all the sectors, all the industries have to work together to get benefit of the 5G. And not only the industry, other technologies, whatever technology we talk about, IoT, cloud computing, big data, machine learning, AI, cyber security, everything would be a lot because of 5G and 6G deployment. Then she covered challenges and the considerations, whether it is infrastructure upgradation, spectrum allocation. So there are certain challenges that we have to overcome to make 5G and 6G deployment successful. Then she has given the timeline that has happened for 5G deployment. South Korea has been the leader deployment, then China and USA. India was late, but it did the deployment quite fast. Within a 1 year period, it has deployed quite many base stations and has done very good monitoring and the network monitoring and the
Hello.
Sir, you're not audible. I think there's some issue.
1 minute, ma'am, just checking.
I am extremely sorry. My network was disconnected. So she has articulated very well about the India's role in 5G market, whether it is the pace of innovation, growing influence, participation in standardization, and India has 24% of market penetration, and she also told the complete timeline in India, like from trial, spectrum allocation, and many other things that is happening among various operators. So I think it was overall very insightful session that everybody would have benefited. So let me take the two questions that were asked in the last regarding one question was about the R&D part, that India is where is India in R&D. So basically when ma'am was saying about that India has not done enough in R&D, because if we talk about 3G, 4G, we have been lagging much behind in terms of standard participation. We had very less patents, and like the question was that it has to be done by Ericsson or Nokia. So question is, why don't we have Ericsson, Nokia like company in India that can do that kind of R&D, and we can manufacture all kind of the telecom equipments instead of buying from outside? Why don't we export to other countries? So for that we need lot of R&D. Since we are moving from low data rate to like very high data rate, so what kind of like L1 processing, physical layer processing, modulations, even the complete network side, what kind of changes has to be done? So that will not happen overnight. It comes with a lot of R&D. So that kind of R&D was missing from India. Indians were involved, but they were involved while they were employed by Ericsson and Nokia outside India. Either they were sitting in USA or China or South Korea or Finland, Sweden. I was also part of Ericsson. We were also doing L1 when like 3G and 4G was being implemented. I was working in Sweden, so we were like part of that R&D team, and now I'm back to India. So like, so the vision is, we Indian have to be part of that kind of standardization R&D part. So that is one question. Another question was the shortfall of manpower in 5G. So since 5G is having very aggressive, ambitious plan, really we have very much shortcoming of the manpower. We have to educate people. How many R&D people are there? I know many companies in Bangalore, they are facing challenges that they don't get the proper manpower, skilled manpower that can work in telecom R&D part. So we, one part is the core R&D skill manpower is missing. Another thing, that we are missing the innovators. Once 5G, 6G would be deployed, we have to we have to create lot of use cases. Either it is in fintech, medical, ma'am has already told that healthcare we have to do the remote operations, AR/VR, smart city, agriculture. So India has large population. We have different kind of social economic problems in compared to developed countries. So these problems would be solved by Indians only. We need innovators from ourselves. Nobody from outside India would come and solve all the problems. So this technology 5G, 6G has to be used to create a use cases that solve the problems, either even the rural area. Government of India is too much concerned. They have created so many standard bodies, TSDSI, TEC. We are also part of that, and we are also contributing to create use cases for the rural part using 5G and 6G. So that is the kind of vision government is doing a lot, and it is our moral responsibility that we people should also understand what government's each step meant. So with all these words, I would like to conclude. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Bhavna ma'am, for your very insightful session. I personally benefited with some of the information that was missing from my dictionary.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.
Thank you so much, Kaushalendi sir. And thank you once again, Dr. Bhavna Gupta, and all the attendees for making this, giving your valuable time and attending it. And so thank you once again, and meet you all tomorrow for the last topic of our webinar series, 5G, 6G talks. That is highlights of INC 2023 and roadmap to 100 5G labs in India. So see you all tomorrow and have a great day.
Just a second.
Yes,
I
sir.
think there was one question was missed, that what are the software required for 5G, 6G?
Yes,
So
Surita's question was there.
basically MATLAB is the one that gives a complete implementation, and the other solutions that are open source, OAI, Open Air Interface, and one is SRS. So you have to look into it. If you need more precise information, you can contact the IoT Academy. for getting this, like how to implement, how to proceed further, we would help you. Okay, thank you everyone.
Thank you, sir. And I hope Sunita's answers, questions is also answered. So we hope all have a great day and see you all tomorrow, 11 a.m. again.